Buon noite. It's going to be another action-packed night here as we've got matches number 41 and 42. The Indian Royals are coming back to see if they can cement their place in the semi-finals. Welcome to FanCode, Portugal, T10. The action is about to start. That's right. We come back with the Indian Royals. They need to get two wins. Two wins will give them the 4 points that will guarantee them a semi-final place. But the Coimbra Knights, they'll want to be ending this series on a high themselves. I think they've got one or two new extra players. So, well, it's going to be an interesting battle. Can the Indian Royals, in the last time, the last opportunity they get into the semi-final, or is it going to be Porto that are going to be drinking some port tonight? Let's go over to Carlo Buttamati for the coin toss.
We have for match 41 between the home side Coimbra Knights and Indian Royals. Coimbra have the toss.
Heads.
That is heads.
We'll have a ball actually.
Coimbra Knights have won the toss and have decided to bowl.
So there we go. The all-important toss has been won by Chris Redhead. He knows that his team can't make it in the semi-finals, but he wants to finish strong, and I think he'll be calling upon the likes of himself, leading wicket taker. He's got 15. Also Miguel Stoneman, Tony Madeira to get a good performance in. One or two new bowlers in there as well. Don't forget you've also got Francois Stoneman. He's being talked about, highly rated player coming into their side today, and well, his brother will be hoping to keep staying within the wicket himself. With the bat, they'll be relying on Pedro Madeira when they get their opportunity. Mohamed Zaman has been good as well, and Lavi Sani. So Coimbra Knights, can they upset the Indian Royals? The Indian Royals, they had an opportunity to book their place in the semi-final yesterday, couldn't do so. Marlow were too strong, but I think a lot of it was their own doing. I think Mohamed Saad and Amandeep Singh were both in good form, but well, as well as Jaspinder Singh, but kept getting themselves out silly. Two run-outs at crucial stages, I think, yesterday, that really cost them those matches. They need to come back strong. Well, to start off with, they're going to have Mohamed Saad and Amandeep Singh up there with the batting. Jaspinder Singh has been good as well. I've been told that they will have their permanent wicketkeeper, and that's important when they're in the field, because though they have the likes of Sukhwinder Singh, who wasn't at his best yesterday with his bowling, and also Syed Ali Naki and Amandeep Singh and Mohamed Saad with the bowling, they do need to be able to field well. The wicketkeeper, I think, cost them a lot of runs yesterday. Too many extras. They need to be at the best. Look, it's as simple as this. Three teams are confirmed in those semi-finals. If they want to be the fourth, they've got to be at the best, at the top of their game. I don't think it's going to be easy. Well, let's hope the weather stays good as well. At the moment, this outfield is a little bit wet and damp. The pitch is still covered because there is still a little bit of rain in the air. Well, let's hope the rain doesn't upset the proceedings here today and we get these two matches in. I'm pretty sure we will. This surface has been magical with the water, but we've got a really, really good, hot, spicy contest for you today. The Coimbra Knights versus the Indian Royals. The Royals know that they need to get these two victories to definitely guarantee themselves a place in the semi-finals. Otherwise, it's going to be Porto drinking the port tonight and having the Fiesta del Norte. Anyway, join me in a few minutes' time in the commentary box for the start of this match.
Good evening, everybody. Rico Ford here, the European Cricket Network. Ready to start this match number 40, and what an important one it is. You heard in the intro, Indian Royals, they're looking to book themselves a semi-final spot, which at the moment is being occupied by Porto, who sit 2 points above them. And the good news for the Indian Royals is, one, that they were surprised they lost the toss, but Chris Redhead electing that they would take the field. And also they do have the services of Manjeet Singh, their regular wicketkeeper, as we get ready for the start of this match. The bowler is the man that everybody seems to be talking about around here, Francois Stoneman. He's coming into this side and will be hoping to make an impact straight away. And the Indian Royals, they've had their issues with the bat. They tend to make good starts, but once those early wickets go down, they're not able to rally back round. I wonder if they can change that here today. First ball, well, it's very quick, but it's also very wide, and the fielder does whatever he can to try and stop it, and it goes for 5 wides. So that's not the best of starts. Look at that. And I think that's the sign of a rusty player. I know that he has played good level of cricket, but when you haven't played for a while, well, it takes you a little bit of time to get back into it. Tony Madeira, third man, trying to stop that, not able to do so. 5 runs straight off. This one, white ball again. So we haven't had a legal delivery as yet. It's nice to see that the chat, on the YouTube chat there, EuropeanCricket.com on our YouTube channel, has started early. And can I just say a very big, warm welcome to Luke Belgium. So he's always there, always doing some hard work and saying some lovely things about the team here, the cricket here, and also the commentators, etc. So Luke, thank you very much. Really appreciate yours and everybody else's comments on there. Apologies that we cannot always reply, but we try and make reference to them as much as we can. So thank you, guys, on the chat. And of course, like I always say, tell your friends, tell your family, get them on there, get involved, and also get them involved in watching what's going to be, I think, 2 very good matches of cricket here. So 6 on the board. We haven't had a legal delivery as yet. Francois making a change in the field, so he's well, though he's not got one right, he's backing that this one will be. Third time lucky. Well bowled, and it was better. And you can see just why he's packing up the offside with his field. Yesterday, as we know, the Indian Royals were up against it against Marlow. Batting first match 83 for 4, courtesy of Mohammad Saad, 30 of 22, and Jaspinder Singh, 26 of 25. That one's well bowled once more. We'll go over to Madeira. Batsmen think about 2. Now this was a problem for them yesterday, the running. Key, crucial run-outs at stages where they were looking good. Those 2 that I mentioned yesterday, Saad and Jaspinder, made a 57-run partnership when Amardeep Singh went early. Amardeep Singh did come back strong in the second match, making 26, but once more, it just kept getting out in silly ways. It's well bowled, asking the question, and sort of a half-hearted appeal. I get the feeling that 2 reasons here. One, probably the line of the ball. We may get a chance to see that, but secondly, certainly the height. And here we go. Yeah, maybe just outside the line, and possibly it's also going to go over the stumps. Good call. The umpires here for this match. Umpire Suleiman and umpire Trippy. Suleiman, the umpire at the bowler's end. And this one has been called a no ball. So the troubles early on continue for Francois. This will be a free hit. And it's very dark and murky as well out there at the moment. We can hear rumbles of thunder in the background. Free hit. Deep Singh. And strike. Tries to give himself space. Hits the ball well. It goes straight to the fielder. That's Madeira. Needs to get it in. He's lining it up but holding on to it. I think it's going to be one of those days, folks, where it's going to be showers on and off. Hopefully there won't be a serious one that keeps us off for too long. This one, Mohammad Saad doesn't get hold of it. Just ends up dropping short with nobody really putting any pressure on. And just as I speak and talk about the clouds around us, some of those clouds have brought with them a little bit of rain as it starts. Not too heavy at the moment, thankfully. It's this one Goes down the leg side. Well, once more, there's that bad running on the Indian Royals. Hamadip seeing this, well, he's planted in his crease, just looking at the ball that's gone past him, paying no attention to the call from Mohamed Saad until Saad was literally right next to him. And that's also a wide. This troublesome over continues. 16 from it so far. And they take the run. I think this one will be a leg by. That rain has now just got a little bit heavier. Just looking around me, I don't see any clearing, not from where this rain is coming from. So once more, the camera crew, courtesy of Spring Productions, they're gonna be on their toes and making sure that all the electrical stuff is covered. And spare a thought for our man Darko Dada, right up there in the tower. He's got to put up with this, and the umpire's there straight away deciding that it's just got too heavy. So unfortunately, after the first over, umpire Trippi and Suleiman, with consultation with the tournament referee Carlo Butsamazza, deciding that it's time for the moment just to bring the teams in. This is far too heavy. Of course, you know that the rain played a big part in proceedings yesterday. We did amazingly get those matches in last night, but only after a 2-hour delay. Whereas here we've got one over in, and the heavens have opened. Let's hope that it's a passing shower as the team led by Mr. Robinson, the groundsman, get these covers back on to try and keep the artificial pitch as dry as possible. Peter Robinson, and that's also umpire Bucks there, and Stephen Waddle. What a man Stephen Waddle is. Not only is he one of the players from the Miranda Dragons, who unfortunately keeps picking up little injuries to stop him playing, but his work around this ground has been absolutely fantastic. Really has, and joined there by some of the European Cricket Network crew as well. I think that's Mazbai and Deepo will be there as well, getting these covers out. Good job, guys. It really has got heavy now. It's absolutely hammering down. And let me take this opportunity just to go back to the matches I was talking about yesterday with the Indian Royals. We'll take a look at the tables first. Now, Gurkha 11, having played 12, won 11, just that one defeat they had. They're on 22 points and winning 10 on the spin, so they very much are at the top and cannot be beaten in terms of their first position in the group. Marlow, with those 2 victories yesterday, they were on level pegging with Awaris. Awaris were ahead of them on net run rate, but 2 good wins from them against the Indian Royals have put them on 20 points. So they cement the second place position, and Awaris, they will stay third because the Indian Royals, the best that they can do is get to 12 points if they win both their matches today. So what we do know, and we can confirm, is that one of the semi-finals will be Marlow versus Awaris tomorrow. But we don't know who Gurkha 11 will be facing. At the moment, the way things stand, it will be against Porto. Porto having played all their matches, and they lost both to the Indian Royals and to Gurkha 11. Then they won 1 and lost 1 against Marlow. They beat the Cumbria Knights on 2 occasions before 2 defeats to Awaris, but they came back strong to beat the Miranda Dragons twice, and that's what's put them at the moment into that 4th place position. The all-important position, that's the one that the Indian Royals are trying to get to. They've got the opportunity. They had the opportunity yesterday against a strong Marlow team, but weren't at their best. And we'll look at those matches in a second, but basically today they know a win, and a good win, may be enough. because they will then be on the same number of points as Porto. But net run rate will come into play, and of course, even though they perhaps win this first one, if they lose the second one badly, then that could also affect the net run rate. So really, if they want to do things and keep everything within their own control, then they've got to basically go out there and try and win both of these matches. Yesterday, they were not at their best. I think one thing they'd certainly missed is they missed their normal regular wicketkeeper, and that's why they had so many extras. Manjeet Singh is back for them today. And in that match yesterday, as I was saying earlier, the Indian Royals making 83 for 4. Mohammad Saad, a brilliant 30 of 22 from him. Jaspinder Singh, 26 of 25. Now both those batsmen had put in a good partnership. They made 57 runs before Jaspinder. I think it was in the ninth over, the beginning of the ninth over, got himself a run out. And I believe that if it weren't for that run out, they could have gone on to score maybe at least another 10 or 15 more runs than what they did. That certainly would have made that much interesting. But Mir Mahmood, fantastic form he's been in, 27 not out in 23 balls. And Zulfikar Shah, who has those moments, Zulfikar, when he just out bats everybody, comes out of his shell a little bit. He made 33 of 16, so easy win for Marlow. And in the second match, disappointing, Indian Royals batting first, so they won the all-important toss, but only managed to get to 70. Amardeep Singh, 26, he scored a 33, but no other batsman able to support him. And again, it was another crazy run out, and Marlow getting there quite easily. And speaking to Sukhwinder, the captain, Sabi, he was telling me that, well, today they're up for it. They're not going to mess up today, is what he said. Well, we're going to have to wait and see how that goes. At the moment, all we can see is there's a fair bit of rain. Now, talking of Sabi, one thing I can tell you is that both these teams, the Canberra Knights and the Indian Royals, go back a long way, especially some of the players. I know that the two captains particularly are very good friends. They've known each other for a number of years, Chris Redhead and Sabi Sukhwinder Singh. And some of the stories that Chris Redhead was telling me late this afternoon was about when there was a tour to the Sporting Alfas Cricket Club in Albert near Benidorm, a club that I know very well. So hello to anybody listening in from Sporting Alfas Cricket Club. But a tour there that Sabi, to get there for the Amigos, he took an overnight bus all the way from Lisbon to Madrid. Then from Madrid he took more transport to get to Alicante, and then from Alicante to get to Sporting Alfas. And that shows the kind of dedication that Sabi puts in. And another nice story, I love this story, in Cartaccio last time the European Cricket Series played, the 5th place playoff was between the Canberra Knights and his team. And even though it was the Indian Royals that won it, Sabi Sukhwinder Singh went up to Chris Redhead and said, "No, we're going to share this. We go back a long way. We're going to share this shield together." And I think that goes to show what a lovely player that he is. He's been involved with a lot of tours as well with Chris Redhead, and he said there was one tour when the touring team came out and Sabi needed somewhere to stay, and the touring side said, "Yeah, no problems, he can stay with us." But well, it didn't go too well, because when Chris Redhead spoke to the touring team captain, they said, "Yeah, everything was fine." He said the only thing was that none of us slept at all, because Sabi, one of the 6 phones that he had, kept going off all night. So well, got a lot of things going on, Sabi. So lovely to hear those stories between these two teams, between these two captains, and that's always nice just to see that's how close the teams are, how close the players are, and the community the community of spirit here, the community spirit I should say here in Portugal between the players, very, very strong indeed. Look, why don't we take an opportunity just to go through the some of the stats. Top batsman Mir Mahmood of Marlow scoring well yesterday. As I was saying, he was in the runs in both the matches. He's scoring 27 not out, and also once more in the second match in good form. As a result of that, he's on 216 runs. He's just pipped Azhar Andani of Gurkha 11, who's on 215. Suman Gamiri, Gurkha 11, what a player he is, a great wicket keeper as well. I think we call him Lightning. He's very, very quick along the ground. 202 runs, and 2 men just outside the 200 runs. Mohammad Saad of the Indian Roars, 198, so he would love to score big and get himself well beyond the 200. He's on 200 exactly now, as he's 2 not out in this match of the 4 balls he's faced. And Amardeep Singh, he's on 196 runs, or had the 3 not out so far. He's just 1 short of his 200. So there are the batting stats for you. In terms of the bowlers, is that man from Porto. Are we going to see Raghu Rahman again? All depends what happens here tonight, I suppose, at the moment. Probably a lot depending on this rain. Raghu Rahman on 19 wickets. Mohammad Siraj Nipu from Gurkha 11 is on 16, a man that's always in the action with bat or with ball. Chris Redhead, the captain of the Kumbra Knights, playing here today and hopefully trying to lead his team to a couple of victories, which would well, make him very good friends with Premal Rajani, the Porto captain, and our very own Conrad Greenshields, who will be joining me hopefully for the second match here tonight. He's on 14 wickets, so you can see that as the series has gone on, those big players are certainly performing well. And in today's match, key players: Coimbra Knights, Pedro Madeira, 148 runs, Mohammad Zaman, 80, Lavisani, also the Coimbra Knights, on 55. And bowling wise, Chris Redhead, as I said, right at the top there, followed by Miguel Stoneman, 10, and Tony Madeira on 8. And the Indian Royals, we've mentioned the batsman, Saad Amardeep Singh, also Jaspinder Singh, 116, thanks to a good knock from him yesterday. Did like the way he came out, very positive, 26 of 25 balls in that first match, number 39. In the bowling front, Sukhwinder Singh, though he did pick up a wicket yesterday, was not at his best. Just 9 wickets to his name. Syed Ali Naki on 8. Very good, fast, explosive bowler. When he gets it right, very difficult to contend with. And then Amardeep Singh with some more of his spin. And of course, all of those players are involved here tonight. At the moment, the only update that I can give you is that it still is raining pretty heavy. As I look around, I don't unfortunately see any clearings, but the weather here is very strange. It can change from minute to minute and can change from one municipal to another. It can be raining here and lovely sunshine the other side of the mountains. So we hope that this rain does stop. The covers are out, so the pitch will be nice and dry. This outfield, never have any real issues with it. It drains beautifully. So I'm going to take this opportunity to sign off. Rico Full from the European Cricket Network. This is, of course, FanCode Portugal T10. We'll sign off now, and any further information that comes through, we shall, of course, make sure that we have it coming your way as soon as possible. Bear with us, and well, stay on. Don't forget, you can go on to the website, europeancricket.com. Any information that you would want to know about not just this series in Portugal. Remember, we start the semi-finals tomorrow. We're just waiting to confirm who will be the 4th team in those semi-finals, but also plenty of cricket happening in Vienna in Austria as well. So yes, by all means, go on to the europeancricket.com website, and well, plenty of information there for you, and a lot of those stats that I'm providing the information for you on for the players is available there as well. So join us in a few minutes time, and well, keep your eyes on the screen. We will bring you updates as soon as we have them, but it looks like it's going to be a long, hard and tough day for the tournament referee Carlo Butsamata and the umpires, umpire Tripp, umpire Suleiman, umpire Winter and umpire Buck. So information will be coming your way as soon as we get it. But the update so far in this match, all-important match for the Indian Royals versus Coimbra Knights. The Indian Royals, one overgone, are 17 without loss. They made a great start, and they'll be hoping that this rain stops soon so they can continue and try and book themselves a semi-final spot. Rico Ford signing off. We'll be back with more updates as I get them. Good evening, everyone. Rico Full here of the European Cricket Network. And, well, as most of you have gathered from, if you've been watching your screens, we have had a storm and a half here. Never seen anything like it. Thunder, lightning, and I mean the real deal. And, well, if people around here have got the same issues I have with my pet animals at home, my dogs, when you got thunder and lightning, well, they've had some issues here tonight. It has been awesome thundering around this ground. We've had all sorts of problems. Our guys, our production team, courtesy of Spring Productions, Mate, Darko and Danielle, have been, well, running all over the place, making sure that all these connections are well covered up. We've had the electrics go and all sorts. It really has been a little bit frightening, to say the least, but all is well. And the only good bit of information that I can give you is that at least for the moment, the rain, it just seems to have eased off. The thunder that we can hear is starting to get further away from us, and there is some bit of brighter and clearer weather coming our way, and let's hope that what that means is that we will be able to bring you some cricket tonight. So the update, you probably saw the tables coming up on your screens, which would have showed that the Indian Royals have moved on to +1 point. They're on 9, and the Coimbra Knights have moved on to 3, and that will tell you that that first match number 41, well, only had 1 over completed, and well, the Indian Royals are doing well, 17, courtesy of some extras as well. Francis Stoneman not making the best of introductions to his FanCode Portugal T10. 12 extras came off that over from him. 8 wides. One of them was, has to say, went all the way for 5. There was also 2 no balls as well. So the score was on 17, and the Royals got off to a flyer. But then the heavens opened, and it absolutely bucketed down, and the umpires were, well, spot on to take the players off, because within minutes of that, it was raining cats and dogs, as they say. And so, where do we stand? Well, the update is that the second match between these two is scheduled to take place in just under an hour's time at the normal scheduled time. And the Coimbra Knights have won the toss, and they are, yes, they are batting. So, obviously there was a tactical ploy first time round to bowl first, but they have decided, like many teams, that the second match, it becomes much harder to bat in the night time, so they will be looking to bat first and get the runs on the board, and well, hoping that they will be able to be victorious, and Porto, who will be watching with intent, will be hoping the same. What Porto will want is what I think everybody else, maybe bar 1 or 2 of the Indian Royal players, will want, and that is for this rain to stop, things to clear up, and we get the cricket on the way. And because if the rain does stay around, if these storms don't clear and they go into that second match, if that one were to be abandoned, the only team that would be happy would be the Indian Royals, because they would pick up another point, which means that they would then be on level points with Porto. But they do, as you've already seen in the tables, have a much better net run rate than Porto. So the Indian Royals would be going into the semi-finals. Porto will be hoping that that second match number 42, does go ahead, and that it is the Coimbra Knights that can be victorious. And for them, they've done they've probably done the hard part, which is to win the toss. Win the toss, batting first, get the runs on the board, and make it difficult for the Indian Royals to get the runs. So that's the update. That's where we are. The rain is easing off. I cannot hear any more bouts of thunder, which we've had for at least 40 minutes here. Thank you to everybody on the YouTube chat. Nice to see that's been going. And James Stewart all by himself tonight. Just the dogs are. Well, I hope, wonder what your dogs are like when there's thunder and lightning. I know that mine do not like it at all. But what they do like is pizza. So I know exactly what you're talking about when you say that they're slobbering when you're sat there on your own with pizza. But I'm always good. We always make sure that both our dogs get a slice of pizza once we've finished ours. That's always a nice thought. Pizza is always Saturday night for us, and well, it looks like James Stewart, he's not fussy. He has pizza a number of times in a night. Back to this match. As we said, it's going to be the all-important contest. And the key players, just to leave you with those thoughts as we return a bit later. The key men to be looking out for, so in terms of the batting now, will be Mohamed Zaman, Lavi Sani, and well, we're hoping that Francois Stoneman, though he didn't make the best of starts in his debut with the ball, and no doubt he will be right up there amongst one of the Coimbra Knight batsmen trying to get the runs on the board and set a good target, one that they will be looking to defend with the likes of the bowling of, well, Francois Stoneman. If he can get it right, I'm sure he will. You can just see that that's just about not having played in a long time. Stoneman will be key. Miguel Stoneman, his brother also, Tony Madeira, but the other key man will be the captain, Chris Redhead. We know just how important his role is for the Coimbra Knights, building this local team, the home team. And well, he's got a point for them today, not the way he would have wanted, but has every opportunity to go out there now, having won the toss, get a good score on the board and be able to defend it. Indian Royals, they have to be at the top of their bowling here tonight. I would say that they would need to be opening up with Saad Ali Naki and well, Mohamed Saad. They're going to be key. The only question, of course, is how will those pace bowlers get on with this now, what will be a very wet and possibly quite slippery outfield. I did say that the outfield does drain very well, but certainly those footholds where the bowlers will be running in will be a little bit slippery. No doubt that the ground staff will be out there and possibly deploying a little bit of sawdust in some areas to try and eliminate that. But it will be interesting. So it could be that we'll be looking at the likes of Sukhwinder Singh, Amardeep Singh, and also Ishwar Singh will be the key bowlers. Just stick to the spin attack. One thing that we also know is that when the Kookaburra is a little bit damp and dewy, and that pitch is slightly wet as well, that the ball does tend to, if it hits the seam, it does pop up. So it will be an interesting challenge for both teams, but I think winning that toss for the Coimbra Knights, Chris Redhead, that was key, I think. And then, well, when the teams change round, it's going to be Mohamed Saad and Amardeep Singh and Jasvinder Singh. Those three, one of those three has to go big if they're to win this match, whatever the score that is posted by the Coimbra Knights. And I feel that a score of around about 80, between 80 and 90, is a good score here late in the evening. If they can get that score up there, then one of those three batsmen, Saad, Amardeep Singh and Jasvinder Singh, have to score big. But it won't be easy, because I think Chris Redhead himself will be deploying himself as one of the spinners. And this also, of course, the Panda as well, he'll be quite key. Well, that's where we are at the moment. Unfortunately, match 41 abandoned because of bad weather. It does give Porto, well, they're still ahead of Indian Royals, so it gives them hope. And that hope lies in this next match. Everything to play for here now for the Indian Royals. They need to win if they're to get into the semis. If not, it will be Porto that will be joining a Gurkha 11, Awarish and Marlow in tomorrow's semis. So we'll give you further updates if we have them. At the moment, things seem to have calmed down. That rain has more or less stopped. There seems to be a lot brighter weather coming our way as these dark, thunderous clouds make their way over the mountains the far side of us. And let's just hope that there's no more wet stuff to come and we can get on with the cricket. And that's what we're here for. Noite de Fiesta in this beautiful area of Portugal in Coimbra. This is the parquet ground of Miranda de Corvo. I'm Rico Fulf. This is the FanCode Portugal T10, and we should be returning just on the half hour for the second match, match number 42, the all-important match between the Coimbra Knights and the Indian Royals. And remember, any other information you need, europeancricket.com, whether you want to know about what's happening there in Vienna, in Austria. What I can tell you is tomorrow there are 4 teams that have finished 5th, 6th and 7th and 8th will play in Group B round robin. 3 will qualify for Friday's preliminary finals. So that's going to be very interesting tomorrow. Those are the 4 matches that you'll have during the day, and we will bring you the semi-finals. We know what 2 of the teams will be. It'll be Marlow versus Owarish. What a mouth-watering match and contest that promises to be. But Group 11, they need to wait just a little bit longer to see who they will be playing against. Will it be Porto? Will it be the Indian Royals? Will join us on the half hour when the action starts and begins. Who will be victorious here tonight? And more importantly, that will determine who goes into tomorrow's semi-finals. Rico Full signing back. We'll be back on the half hour for the start of match number 42. Good evening, everybody. Rico Full from the European Cricket Network. We've had our struggles here today, but thank you everybody for bearing with us. Thank you to everybody on the chat. Luke Belgium, Steve McVeigh, Ian Silburn and Kerno. I know you've been holding the fort out there, waiting for updates from us. We've, well, the umpires, the team of umpires we have here, led by the tournament referee, Carlo Buttamato. Well, they've been hopeful that this rain was going to stop at some point. It stops and starts. We haven't had the thunder, but it's been continuous, and all the umpires being out on the pitch doing the inspection. That's umpire Tripp, umpire Suleiman, umpire Winter and umpire Bucks. And in the end, unfortunately, because of the amount of rain that's fallen in the last hour and a half, 2 hours, the decision has been made to abandon this match number 42 as well. Disappointing as that is, I hope that all of you out there, cricket lovers, understand that the last thing, of course, anybody wants is any serious injury to a player, and that probably would have been the outcome if it's gone out there. Very wet, very slippery, a lot of rain, rain that a lot of people here, the locals, have said they haven't seen in a very long time, and it was constant heavy rain for a long period. What does that mean? Well, quite simply, it's well, I think Indian Royals have been doing the rain dance out here, because the 2 points that they've got from these abandoned matches mean that they have now pipped Porto to the semi-final spot, and though level on points, their net run rate was superior to Porto's. So unfortunately, we need to say goodbye to Porto. We won't be seeing them again. We won't see them tomorrow in the semi-finals. Porto, a team with a massive history, a team, well, one of the oldest cricket clubs in Europe, and we won't see them and their lovely captain Pramod Rajani again. And can I just take this opportunity to say, look, it's been an absolute pleasure to seeing you, Rajani, and your team here. You've been fantastic. I know you made a lot of friends. I think you were the Star Trekkers. That was the nickname that you got, and well, you'll leave us with lovely memories and also some good cricket that you played, and look forward to meeting you again the next time that certainly us, the European Cricket Network crew, are in Portugal again. But for now, best of luck to you and your players for, well, the rest of this season on the domestic scene. Congratulations to the Indian Royals, and they well, did it the hard way. They had their opportunities yesterday to try and get that victory against Marlow, weren't able to, and in the end, and well, would we say that the rain has come to their rescue? They would say that they were going to pick up 4 points here today. Nevertheless, what's today going to be remembered for? It's going to be remembered for a lot of rain, and it's going to be remembered for the one over that was bowled, and that was an over that consisted of 11 deliveries. 17 runs came off it. It was bowled by Francois Stoneman, and there was 8 wides, 2 no balls and 2 leg byes. So 17 was the score, the end of the first over in match number 41. And then the rain came down, and unfortunately we did not see any further cricket. So tomorrow, this is what you're waiting for, the semi-final place that will be coming up. It will be the first match, and that will be at 16:30 GMT or 18:30 in Central Europe Standard Time, or 2200 in the Indian subcontinent. That will be between Marlow and Awaris, semi-final one. I am really looking forward to that match. Of course, that sees our friend, my fellow commentator on some of these late matches, Conrad Greenshields, will be out there, and we'll be hoping that his team, especially with the firepower that they've got, the likes of Kuldeep Gulaya, he's been a fantastic player, Conrad Greenshields himself, and also Paolo Butsamazzi, who's become, well, quite a key player for them towards the last few games, been scoring good runs and bowling very well. So that's going to be an interesting matchup, certainly with the likes of Mia Mahmood, that's been in great form. He's taken over at the top of the batting scores, 216 to his name. Then there's also, well, they've got a good strong batting lineup. We know that they have. They're also very strong on the bowling front. So Marlow is going to be a difficult team for them to come across, but their captain is certainly going to be big in that match. And then the second semi will be between Gurkha 11, a team, they've got a few players right up there as well, haven't they? We'll see back the Azhar Andani and also Suman Gumiri, the wicketkeeper, and the likes of Mohammad Siraj Nipu as well, as they come back to take on the Indian Royals. The Indian Royals, well, they will be relying on three key players themselves to the bat: Mohammad Saad, Amandeep Singh and Jasbinder Singh. And with the bowling, I think the likes of Saad Ali Naki, Sukhwinder Singh and Amandeep Singh, and also Mohammad Saad. So we're going to see 4 of the top teams in action tomorrow in the semi-finals. Hopefully the weather will be better for us, and take this opportunity to say a big thank you to the ground staff here today. They worked tirelessly on and off with the covers. They did everything possible that they could, but in the end, despite the efforts of Peter Robinson and our man umpire Bucks, Stephen Waddle and Barry Knowles as well there in the clubhouse, and Tom Allen, we couldn't go ahead with this match. It's just too much rain, too much surface water on the outfield, too wet, and that makes it obviously too dangerous for the players to play. But great work, guys, but unfortunately couldn't work the miracle here today. Thank you also to our production team. They've had all sorts of trouble with the thunder, the lightning, the electrics going out. They are absolutely, they look like drowned rats at the moment. They really do. Mate, Batman as he's known, as he runs across from one camera to another, making sure that there's no trouble with the electrics. He's got a one of those great big waterproof jackets on, but it looks like a cape as he's got the hood on. So he's been nicknamed Batsman, and I'm sure you'll see him on the social media. Thanks to the European Cricket Network team as well as all of the local helpers, Conrad Greenshields, Bruno, Mr. Diesel himself, Paolo, all done a great work. And also thank you to the people in the clubhouse who have been busy waiting, and now will be providing us with some lovely warm food. Nina and Samantha, something we really need. We've been shivering away here, but you know what, it would be sad to end this wet day on a low. So, well, how about this this one you'll like. I went to the doctor the other day. I had something stuck in my backside region, and I went to the doctor and said, Doctor, I've got a cricket ball stuck up, you know where. And the doctor said, how's that? And I said, don't you start. I've had enough of that already. And well, then the other day I was really keen to impress as I was playing cricket, and took the mother-in-law along, and I really wanted to impress her. And while I was at the crease, I turned to the wicketkeeper and I said, I'm really anxious to do well here. I really want to hit this ball. That's my wife's mother-in-law over there. Don't be silly, said the wicketkeeper. You'll never hit her at 100 metres. Well, there you go. That's why I stick to the commentating, not telling jokes. Look, thank you all very, very much. I know it's been a very frustrating day for everybody, and despite many weeks and months of bringing you European cricket and well, defying the odds, defying the weather, we couldn't quite do it today. Thank you for bearing with us, and I'd like to take this opportunity once more to thank everybody. Obrigado todos, and we will see you tomorrow for semi-finals. Rico Full signing off. This is Portugal, T10, FanCode. See you all tomorrow for the semi-finals.